Really? Says my father. A problem with the aptitude test is rare. I don't know much about it, but my friend Aaron told me that something went wrong with one of the tests, so the results had to be reported verbally. My father places a napkin, and my mother places a napkin next to each plate on the table. Apparently, the student got sick and was sent home early. My mother shrugged. I hope they're all right. Did you two hear about it? No, Caleb says. He smiles at my mother. My brother couldn't be candour either. We sit at the table. We always pass food to the right, and no one eats until everyone is served. My father extends his hands to my mother and my brother, and they extend their hands to him and me. And my father gives thanks to God for food and work and friends and family. Not every abnegation family is religious, but my father says we should try not to see those differences because they will only divide us. I am not sure what to make of that. So, my mother says to my father, tell me. She takes my father's hands and moves her thumb in a small circle over his knuckles. I stare at their joined hands. My parents love each other, but they rarely show affection like this in front of us. They taught us that physical contact is powerful, so I have been wary of it since I was young. Tell me what's bothering you, she adds. I stare at my plate. My mother's acute senses sometimes surprise me, but now they chide me. Why was I so focused on myself that I didn't notice his deep frown and his sagging posture? I had a difficult day at work, he says. Well, really, it was Marcus who had the difficult day. I shouldn't lay claim to it. Marcus is my father's co-worker. They are both political leaders. Sorry, I'm getting tongue-tied. They are both political leaders. The city is ruled by a council of 50 people, composed entirely of representatives from abnegation. Because our faction is regarded as incorruptible due to our commitment to selflessness. Our leaders are selected by their peers for their impeccable character, moral fortitude, and leadership skills. Representatives from each of the other factions can speak in the meetings on behalf of a particular issue, but ultimately, the decision is the council's. And while the council technically makes decisions together, Marcus is particularly the influential. It has been this way since the beginning of the Great Peace, when the factions were formed. I think the system persists because we're afraid of what might happen if it didn't. War. Is this about the report Janine Matthews released? My mother says. Janine Matthews is Erudite's sole representative, selected based on her IQ score. My father complains about her often. I look up. A report? Caleb gives me a warning look. We aren't supposed to speak at the dinner table unless our parents ask us a direct question, and they usually don't. Our listening ears are a gift to them, my father says. They give us their listening ears after dinner in the family room. Yes, my father says, his eyes narrow. Those arrogant, self-righteous... He stops and clears his throat. Sorry. But she released a report attacking Marcus's character. I raise my eyebrows. What did it say? I ask. Beatrice, Caleb says quietly. I duck my head, turning my fork over and over and over, until the warmth leaves my cheeks. I don't like to be chastised, especially by my brother. It's said, my father says, that Marcus's violence and cruelty toward his son is the reason his son chose dauntless instead of abnegation. Few people who are born into abnegation choose to leave it. When they do, we remember. 2 years ago, Marcus's son, Tobias, left us for the dauntless, and Marcus was devastated. Tobias was his only child, and his only family, since his wife died giving birth to their second child. The infant died minutes later. I never met Tobias. He rarely attended community events, and never joined his family at our house for dinner. My father often remarked that it was strange, but now it doesn't matter. Cruel? Marcus? My mother shakes her head. That poor man. As if he needs to be reminded of his loss. Of his son's betrayal, you mean? My father says coldly. I shouldn't be surprised at this point. The erudites have been attacking us with these reports for months. And this isn't the end. There will be more. I guarantee it. I shouldn't speak again, but I can't help myself. I blurt out, why are they doing this? Why don't you take this opportunity to listen to your Beatrice? My mother says gently. It is phrased like a suggestion, not a command. I look across the table at Caleb, who has that look of disapproval in his eyes. I stare at my piece. I am not sure I can live this life of obligation any longer. I am not good enough. You know why, my father says. Because we have something they want. Valuing knowledge above all else results in a lust for power, and that leads men into dark and empty places. We should be thankful we know better. I nod. I know I will not choose erudite, even though my test results suggested that I could. I am my father's daughter. My parents clean up after dinner. They don't even let Caleb help them, because we're supposed to keep to ourselves tonight instead of gathering in the family room, so we can think about our results. My family might be able to help me choose, if I could talk about my results, but I can't. Tori's warning whispers in my memory every time my resolve to keep my mouth shut falters. Caleb and I climb the stairs, and at the top, when we divide to go to our separate bedrooms, he stops me with a hand on my shoulder. Beatrice, he says, looking sternly into my eyes, we should think of our family. There is an edge to his voice. But we must also think of ourselves. For a moment I stare at him. I have never seen him think of himself, never heard him insist on anything but selflessness. I am so startled by his comment that I just say what I am supposed to say. The tests don't have to change our choices. He smiles a little. Don't they, though? He squeezes my shoulder and walks into his bedroom. I peer into his room and see an unmade bed and a stack of books on his desk. He closes the door. I wish I could tell him we're going through the same thing. I wish I could speak to him like I want to, instead of like I'm supposed to. But the idea of admitting that I need help is too much to bear, so I turn away. I walk into my room, and when I close my door behind me, I realize that the decision might be simple. It will require a great act of selflessness to choose abnegation, or a great act of courage to choose dauntless. And maybe just choosing one over the other will prove that I belong. Tomorrow, those two qualities will struggle within me, and only one can win. There you go. Sorry for struggling for any parts of it. Yeah, it's all improv and everything. And I kind of forgot the voices I use for all the characters, so oops. And one thing I've been learning and figuring out from reading Insurgent, which I've been doing nonstop since I got it, which was last weekend or something. What I've learned is basically the more and more I read the Divergent books, Divergent and Insurgent, the more and more I fall in love with Triss. And I mean, there's some things she does that I don't really agree with, but I realize she's so much like me, and I don't picture myself when I read it and stuff, because honestly, that's Insurgent, and I get it. Like, I feel for her. So, I go into more detail for that, and I think I'm going to make a video, maybe in a few days or something, because it's summer, I have endless time, and, so I think I'm going to make a video and do a review on Insurgent and what I thought and stuff, if you guys would like that. I am definitely, after I read Divergent, like, you know, finish all these, I'm definitely reading Insurgent. However long that takes, I will do it, because it makes me realize this is not only my dream role, because not only is it action, it's like, you know, I'm someone, for an actress, I've thought a lot into it. I mean, I wouldn't mind, you know, TV shows or romantic comedies and stuff, but I think I'm more of either an action or just a major motion picture kind of person, like not drama, but, you know, like historical or something that's very complicated, I guess. And, like Hunger Games and, you know, like the Snow White and the Huntsman, which I'm excited to see, and, you know, all those kind of movies. Like, that's the kind of, I think I'm, like, really would be excited to, do and stuff. And so as I read this, not only am I thinking like, oh my god, this is perfect for me, because it's everything I'd like to do, and I'm not really that athletic, but I'm someone that loves a good challenge, and so I think, oh my god, if it'd be so perfect. I would love it. I would just die and love every minute of training for the things that Triss does, and oh my gosh, so much fun. And like, it's things I wouldn't do in a normal life, like, yeah, get knives thrown at my head. That's what, every single day. Every day before I eat breakfast, I get knives thrown at my head by a really attractive guy named Four. But so yeah, and it's just, I love this character so much. And Veronica Roth, you are a remarkable writer, and every single word that you write has so much feeling to it that I just want to go in there, and I just want to like I want to be best friends with Triss. But then again, I am Triss in a way, and there's some things that are different, but I'm so much like her, and makes me want this role even more. Like, I thought that was impossible because I want this role so bad, but you know, so it makes me want to do this even more and stuff. So I have some really cool stuff planned for you. I'm sorry for the really long intro and stuff, but a lot has happened with Insurgent coming out, and I've been constantly looking up movie information and stuff, because whenever that does come out, it will be amazing, of course, because anything Divergent related is amazing. And you know, getting into more fandoms too, because I'm such a fangirl, it's possibly crazy, but I've never related to a character like I relate to Triss. And you know, you have to read it, and like listen, you can listen to me read it too, but read it for yourself too, because the words, like, her writing is just, it pulls you in. And especially her, you know, the fortress and stuff, my fortress feels, oh my god, which is, you know, 4 interests, yeah, and, or 10, whatever you want to call it. If you haven't finished Divergent, you wouldn't understand that, but once you do, you understand that. The writing is remarkably amazing, where you just want to live that life, even if it is, you know, you probably wouldn't want to live that life, but you want to. It's weird, hard, and confusing, but if you get what I mean, then come talk to me about it, because yeah, I have so much to talk to you guys about, all you Divergent lovers out there. Just know how much I really want this part, and it's not even, I can't even call it a part. Like, it doesn't seem like a role, it seems like love. I don't even know. This is more than just a role to me. But you know, I totally understand if I don't fit in that kind of stuff, but I will do anything to get an opportunity to at least try out for that role.